Carl Jung's work is often summarized with terms like archetypes, the collective unconscious, or the shadow. But there's one principle he believed was central to understanding our inner world: individuation. This concept is rarely explored in depth, even though Jung considered it the ultimate goal of human life. So what exactly is individuation? It's not just a theory or a vague self-help idea. It's the process of becoming whole, of integrating every part of your personality, both conscious and unconscious, into a complete and authentic self. In this video, we will go deep into what individuation truly means, how it impacts your mental health and your sense of purpose, and why almost no one talks about it. Stay with me until the end, because I'll share 5 powerful steps Jung outlined to begin your own individuation journey. Before we dive in, hit that like button, subscribe for more deep psychological insights, and comment below, "I'm ready to meet my true self." To grasp individuation, you need to understand why most people are disconnected from themselves. Jung believed that society programs us from childhood to wear masks, to show a persona that gains approval and fits in. This persona is necessary to function in social life, but it's also a trap. The more we cling to it, the more we lose touch with our real nature. Think about how many decisions you've made just to meet expectations, picking a career, hiding your feelings, pretending to be stronger than you feel. Over time, this disconnection creates a crisis. Jung saw countless patients who looked successful on the outside but felt empty inside. That emptiness wasn't a sign of failure, it was a call from the unconscious, demanding that they begin the path of individuation, peeling back the layers of conditioning to rediscover who they really are. This path is not about comfort, it's about truth. One critical part of individuation is confronting the shadow. The shadow is not evil, it's the sum of all the qualities we reject, deny, or suppress because they don't fit our ideal self-image. Maybe you think of yourself as kind but feel flashes of anger you try to bury. Maybe you see yourself as strong but secretly feel fragile and scared. These traits don't vanish. They hide in the unconscious and leak out in harmful ways: anger outbursts, self-sabotage, or projection onto others. Jung taught that real growth happens when we stop denying the shadow and start integrating it. The energy we spend hiding these parts of ourselves is immense. When we bring them into the light, we don't become worse people. We become more whole, more grounded, more alive. Individuation begins when we have the courage to look at the parts of ourselves we're most afraid of. Jung often compared individuation to a hero's journey. Just like in myths where the hero must descend into the underworld to face dragons, we must enter the depths of our own unconscious. Dreams are the doorway to this world. Jung believed that dreams are not random. They're messages from the unconscious guiding us toward integration. For example, if you dream of being chased, it could symbolize a part of yourself you're running from. If you dream of discovering a hidden treasure, it might represent untapped potential in your shadow. Keeping a dream journal is a powerful way to start this dialogue. Jung's approach wasn't about interpreting dreams with a fixed dictionary, but about asking, what does this symbol mean for me, in my life right now? The more you engage with these symbols, the more the unconscious begins to cooperate with the conscious mind. Individuation also involves balancing opposites within us. We all have both masculine and feminine energies. Jung called them animus and anima. Most people identify with one side and reject the other, creating inner tension. For example, a man may reject his vulnerability and intuition, while a woman may suppress her assertiveness and logic. Jung believed true wholeness comes when we integrate these opposites, embracing the full spectrum of our psyche. This integration doesn't make us less of who we are, it makes us more complete. It's about realizing that strength and tenderness can coexist, logic and emotion can complement each other, and that balance is not about being neutral but about being whole. This inner harmony is one of the most profound outcomes of individuation, and it changes how we relate to everyone around us. Another key element of individuation is what Jung called the self, with a capital S. This self is not your ego or your public persona. It's the totality of who you are, both conscious and unconscious. Jung often represented the self with the symbol of a mandala, a perfect circle, because it represents balance and wholeness. The self is like a hidden compass, quietly guiding you toward your authentic path in life. You might feel its pull in moments of synchronicity, those meaningful coincidences that seem too perfect to be random. Jung believed that when you're on the path of individuation, synchronicities become more frequent, almost as if life itself is aligning with your deeper purpose. Recognizing and following these signs is a way of cooperating with the unconscious instead of fighting it.
Now, let's talk about the real-world challenges of individuation. This journey often begins during a life crisis, when the ego's illusions crumble. Maybe it's the loss of a relationship, a job, or even a sense of meaning. Jung believed that these crises aren't punishments, they're invitations. When life forces us to let go of old identities, we're given a chance to discover who we really are. But this process is rarely comfortable. It requires deep self-reflection, patience, and a willingness to sit with uncertainty. Modern culture encourages us to avoid this discomfort through endless distractions, consumerism, or toxic positivity. But Jung would say, don't look away. Face the tension. That's where the transformation begins. The fire that burns away illusions is the same fire that forges a stronger, truer self. So how do you begin your own individuation process? Jung suggested several practices. First, keep a journal, not just for your dreams, but for your thoughts, emotions, and patterns you notice in daily life. Second, pay attention to recurring themes in your dreams or synchronicities. They're like signposts from the unconscious. Third, confront your shadow by asking, what traits in others trigger me the most? Often, what we judge in others reflects what we've buried in ourselves. Fourth, embrace creativity. Jung himself painted, sculpted, and wrote extensively, using these outlets to process his inner world. And finally, consider working with a therapist trained in depth psychology, someone who can help you navigate the unconscious without getting lost in it. Individuation is not something you do once, it's a lifelong practice. The deeper you go into individuation, the more you realize that it's not just about personal growth, it's about collective healing. Jung believed that unresolved personal shadows contribute to collective problems like war, prejudice, and greed. When we fail to confront our own darkness, we project it onto others, turning them into scapegoats. But when we integrate our shadow, we not only become more compassionate toward ourselves, we become more compassionate toward the world. Individuation is not selfish, it's the opposite. It's about becoming a fully conscious individual who can contribute to society from a place of wholeness, rather than fear or reactivity. This is why Jung considered individuation to be not just personal psychology, but a moral and spiritual responsibility. Before we wrap up, I want you to reflect on this question. Are you living as your true self, or as the mask the world expects you to wear? If something inside you feels restless, incomplete, or lost, maybe it's because your journey of individuation is calling you. The good news is that every small step you take, every moment of honesty, every dream you decode, every shadow you face, brings you closer to the person you were always meant to become. If you found this video helpful, comment below, I'm ready to find my true self. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel for more deep dives into Jungian psychology. The road of individuation is long and challenging, but as Jung said, there is no coming to consciousness without pain. Stay curious, stay brave, and keep exploring the depths within.